was reading through my was reading through it, flipping through the pages, and she goes, "Oh, this recipe sounds good." And she's
Yes.
reading down, and she goes, "Oh, you sent that in."
Love
You
it.
will be receiving another one too.
Hi, Betsy.
I found a couple of little glitches in the cookbook. So we pulled it off, and those of you who received one and purchased one will be sent another hard copy. And those who did a download, you will get another download with the with all of it, correct? So it's 5 o'clock, and I'm going to start with thank you so much for signing on and being part of our learning experience again. Davina felt that this was a nice time, January 1st era, to start working toward an SDOAF. So Davina, I'm going to let you say something, then I'm going to switch back over to Nancy.
The fun thing really about all of our insignia is that other people can see it. So we're so hoping that this year we can have a few things so we can be together to have fun visiting, sharing ideas about our society, and wearing our fun insignia. So I have a feeling now that this may come to be, and that could be whatever you decide you want to do. It could be just going to a restaurant, or all the other myriad possibilities that could be done. So fun to think about.
I mailed 2 supplementals today.
You did.
Oh,
All
thank
right.
you, Amy. Thank you.
Keep checking the mail. Should
Yes,
be here
the-
soon.
The check's in the mail.
Right. Okay, we'll go for that. Fine.
Davina's gotten quite a few supplements since the end of December.
Yes, let me give you the count. Right now we have 1,226 supplements.
Wow.
That is a lot. And on the members, we have 1,214 is the last number assigned. And then add the 20
And 20.
members of the executive board. And so that's a grand total of 1,234. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
Amazing.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh,
Right.
it is.
Yeah.
And remember, we're only 30 months old. That's not very long for that many people.
No, it
Okay.
So
isn't.
it's happy numbers.
Yes. So with saying that, we need ideas. We need you to give us some ideas, what you feel will be instrumental in bringing NSDOAF to your states. So I guess I'm going to just start down the way. Davina, you got any suggestions?
Well, I guess it's mainly visiting. So your friends know that we exist. It's so amazing how many people, like our last member, 1,214, we said, "How did you find out about us?" And she said, "Someone was talking about another society and just happened to mention you." And she said, "It just fits what I wanted, so I'm joining." So it can be just that sleight of hand. And
That's
then
true.
where was Mr.
Davina,
Merriman?
how about Hamilton?
That was right. He was checking out Hamilton to buy insignia for another society. And he saw our name
You're
at
kidding.
Hamilton. So
Wow.
they actually helped us get a member.
Wow.
Yes.
Fun.
So you never know.
No,
Janice Sue, weren't you at your beautician's at one time, or you were at an
Yes.
appointment?
Yes. At the, yes.
Yes. And I know, and just they're so interested once you bring it up.
Absolutely. Bev, you're right below Davina. So do you have any suggestions?
Who's that? Me?
You, Bev.
Oh, okay. Well, one that is so simple that we can do right away, and I'd be happy to make Facebook cover photos for you. But most of us already have Facebook friends that belong to other lineage societies on Facebook because it's just easy to communicate. And so one easy thing to do is to have something with our farmers logo and whatever you want me to put on it, and your, that you're your state ambassador, and information, and put it on as a cover page. And that's just a real quick one. But if
That'd
you
be
ever need me
good.
to do
Well,
anything,
I'll take it.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
okay,
Good.
okay,
Yeah,
just
me
send
too.
me what you want, and I'll be happy to put something together for you.
Good. Got 3 takers.
You got
Do-
me? You always
Yeah,
have
sure.
me. You know that.
Yeah.
Deanna, you're below Bev, so on my screen. So any suggestions on how we can increase membership in your states?
Well, one thing I thought about was the Heritage Farms list that's on the website, to send flyers to them to put at their cash register or their, whatever, in their gift shop or whatever.
Good idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Great idea.
And we should tell them to go on our website, because we're helping advertise for them. So maybe they would help us out. That's great, Deanna.
Excellent, Deanna. Julie, ideas?
In one of my other lineage societies, we finally had our meeting in person. And this one lady showed up from 2.5 hours away. She happened to be in the area, and she attended our meeting. And of course, my mother was sick that day, so I did not know who she was. Anyhow, I asked how she got to know about the society, and she said, I love going to the Mount Vernon Library, and on the counter there was a flyer about your society. And then another new lady was at the same meeting, and she said, I saw that same flyer, and that's how I knew about your lineage society. So I've been taking some of the flyers that I did not use at the Marion County Farm Fair that I had a booth at, and I make sure that the libraries have those. Also, I want to highly recommend, if you can get a table at any of the farm fairs, it did not cost me anything at all. And I put up, they gave me an 8-foot table, and I had farmers. None of them knew about farmers. It was perfect because it was the Marion County Fair, and I was so blessed to have met a past FFA teacher that had taught in my town. Well, as fate would have it, she now is statewide. She is involved in FFA, and she stays in contact with all the teachers, all the professors. And like anytime we recently had an FFA teacher pass away, she's the person that sends it out in the state and says, I'm very sad to tell you that so-and-so has passed away. And then a week later, when his position posts, she is in charge of posting the position. So she has helped. She believes in us. I keep telling her she has to join, but she is getting our name out for us. Green and farmers as a redhead is something very easy for me to talk about. So I just recommend to you, if you get that opportunity, they will come to you. It's very easy. Or you can have your daughter have a new baby, and that'll help get a new.
Her new grandchild is due 10 days ago. And she's going to bring that child in like at the time.
And just so you guys know, Davina and Janice, I wanted that little lamb so bad, and now my grandson's going to be able to get the little lamb. So I'm very excited for that.
And Julie, you'll get one also.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got the check ready. I've got
You had to have a grandchild in order to do this. I love it.
I was
Well,
telling,
and the next big announcement is my son called 2 weeks ago, which is my daughter's twin brother. And now he and his wife, who had been told they could never have children, have found out that she is pregnant. So in about 8 months, we will have another new baby for this society. So
Good.
God has been very good during this time. to
yes,
us.
I was telling Julie, a different organization, Bill Griffith, one of our board members, I think you all know him, not Bill Griffith, Bill Martin. And when he was getting ready to have Danny, she was due the same time as our caucus. And I said, Bill, fill out the paperwork. You know, her name was going to be Danny. They already knew it was going to be a girl. Just leave the date off. So he did. He sent the check to us, and I got a hold of the Registrar National. And I said, Jolene, could you make this happen, please? So we were able to, he photographed the document from the physician, from the doctor when they delivered. He photographed that the second she was born, literally. And he sent it to me. I sent it to Jolene within, I believe it was 10 minutes of her birth. She had been assigned a number. So if 12 can do that, I'm sure Davina can do that for you.
All right, Davina, I'll be calling you tomorrow.
So Linda, suggestions?
Well, I agree with Julie about the libraries. We have here in Edwardsville, of course, you know, I live in Illinois, but I'm the Missouri ambassador, but we have a genealogical library that is part of our main library, and they have their own room and so forth. So leave some little brochures there. But one thing that I have done, although unfortunately we haven't had many in-person meetings, but I've taken the little flyers with me to other meetings. And if you do that, make sure that you get permission from the president or the regent or whoever the head person is, that you can have a little time to talk about farmers and then have the flyers to pass out. So that's one thing that I've done, but make sure you get permission to do that if you're in a different meeting. But most of the time, it's okay, because many of us belong to lots of different things anyway.
Yes.
And they all overlap. All of them go with us. So that's good. Oh, thank you, Linda. Betsy, suggestions? Betsy, is all that snow at your house?
Yes.
Oh.
So we don't, in Ohio, we don't meet in many organizations at all in January or February because nobody goes out in this weather. And a lot of our societies are just doing Zoom. We're getting back into lockdown because of COVID. So we've been doing that. Couple of ideas. One, most of our societies don't like you to bring brochures and share during their meeting. However, we're all about pins, no matter what society you're in. So pick one of your unique pins and wear it on your lapel or your blazer, off of your sash or ribbon. Just wear your pin, and you would not believe how many people come up and go, what is that pin? Where did you get that pin? What does it mean?
Clever.
That's a
So
good idea.
that's one idea, because like I said,
Sneaky.
we know we're all about pins, and it's like, oh, this barn pin is just one of many that the farmers have. They are so cute. And then you can talk about some of the other pins. But wear one of the pins. The other thing is, somebody mentioned the local historical societies. If you put up a brochure or a flyer or something there of events going on, and hopefully we will have our historical society annual meetings, the forums, the trainings and so forth. And that's a good place to have a table. at least here in Ohio Genealogical Society runs a week and a table. My cat is playing with stuff.
And Betsy, we have got our name already in for one.
So it's $25 for a table. And the problem is getting enough people to man it so you're not there 24/7. So those are some ideas.
Great, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Nancy, I'm going to skip you and come back to you later.
I don't have any ideas. I'm listening.
Okay, Amy?
No, I am.
Well, I came
always
here
have.
for ideas because all I could think of really was to go to other lineage society meetings. Like I'm in DAR, maybe to go to some other chapters. I don't know if they'd allow me to do that. I'd have to ask. Or just send them a few brochures and say, here.
You know, when you said that, a good way, Amy, after your DAR meeting, when you're networking and chit-chatting, when it's in person, then with a pin on or something, you can, tell them about farmers. I think it's going to be very hard, still extremely hard, until we are at in-person meetings. It's just not going to be easy for any of us. You know,
Well, we've had some.
yes, we
It's
have.
limiting. It's definitely limiting.
Very limiting.
It is thrilling when Davina gets a priority envelope and it's a new member. I go up and down. I'm so thrilled. And the last one, this woman was a DAR. She saw our ad in the national magazine,
Yeah.
and she spent, Davina, how much? $24 and what?
$26.
She spent $26 to mail it overnight to make certain that she got it.
Wow.
Yes.
We have, at least here in Ohio, because our numbers have gone really high in COVID, we've gone back, we have Zoom and in person.
Oh,
We've
that's
been running
smart.
both. Because what we also found when we all went into lockdown, and maybe you found this in some of your societies, we saw people at Zoom meetings that we don't see in person.
Right.
Right.
And they
And-
live out of state. Some of them.
Right.
Exactly, sure.
Mhm.
Later tonight, I've got one in Pennsylvania and I'm in Ohio. So, but that's it. So we decided we're going to run both in person and Zoom.
Yeah.
Just so we can get everybody that wants to be involved and to be involved.
It's a good idea.
We will even, our open house for farmers is Zoom and in person. So everyone can come.
You mean the one in April,
March.
March, I mean?
Is
Well,
that
where
in-
is it? Where is it in person? Where's it gonna be?
It's at the national headquarters.
Right here.
You're right, okay.
I mean, I can't believe it's at the national headquarters serving.
If I were driving through, in other words, I'd stop.
Yes.
We're serving, beverages and all different kinds of hors d'oeuvres. And
Be
we're actually
amazed if
having,
people stop in, you know that, don't you?
I expect at least 50. I
Good.
do. I think we'll have at least 50 come
At your house.
at our house. And I think we will have come and go on Zoom. I'm going to set it up on Davina's computer with the camera going out. I'm going to make certain that everybody can come in and say hello and visit for a few minutes with everybody. So it's,
DC, that is so nice because right now I'm real leery. DC, I don't know if you've seen their latest requirements, but to go to a hotel or a restaurant or anything, you must show your COVID vaccination and booster cards.
Now, in Washington, DC now?
Yeah. DC
Even to
is
a
starting,
hotel.
they're starting to lock down because this new COVID is kicking everybody. We just got that word from our DAR. So I'm glad we're not in DC.
yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Kathy.
thanks for the update,
Yes.
Betsy. Appreciate it.
Kathy, do you have any suggestions, please, ma'am?
Sure. you mentioned the pin, but I wore my name tag to the Scottish festivals, and I had more men stop me and go, "What is that?"
Ah, good.
So the name tag works the same way as a pin, except it actually it was bigger than some of the pins, so it worked out very well.
Yes, excellent.
Good idea.
I sent Christmas cards to all of our Indiana members, and I was so pleased at the cards I got back and the couple of emails with very positive comments. So I think I need to send the Indiana members more information. And so that's one of my goals for the new year. I also want to go over to SAR and put some flyers out. I meant to do that before and time's gotten away from me, but the national headquarters for Sons of the American Revolution is just right across the river from me.
Oh, that's right.
And Kathy, we had an ad that was already in SAR, and we will be running 4 ads in SAR.
Good
And
deal.
we will be running 4 ads in DAR.
The DAR ad looked awesome. It really looked good.
It's the same one we're running in SAR. And we have a table at SAR National in Savannah, not Savannah. Yeah, in Savannah in July.
Oh, that's great. That's
So
great.
we have a table there. Okay, back to you, Kathy.
We're still hoping to do a lineage workshop. Our local library has done a couple of those over the years before COVID that were very successful. And we actually received quite a few DAR and Colonial Dames members from it. So I've worked on that 2 different dates, and hopefully we'll get a date that'll actually work once COVID behaves itself.
Is everyone aware that we have canceled sharing our societies?
Right.
Okay, and that's definitely, we will not be hosting any additional ones.
Are you gonna think about it like in another year?
We never say no, but the time and the effort and the energy that was put
Yeah.
in with Davina and Bev and
I know it's been
myself,
unbelievable. I
It
just.
takes away from farmers. It's not good.
and we received no applications,
Really?
none, not
Not even
one,
one.
not one. We did not receive one in 2 different SOSs.
Wow.
But it was good helping the others.
And I
Yes.
followed through, and the others all received members. So the idea was to promote everyone. It just didn't work out to help us.
Well, you showed how it can
received-
be done, so maybe somebody else will do it, and then we'll get the members because we're done.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
That would be a good idea. I have a lot of people questioning about our participation in April in Washington, DC. Definitely, we will not be participating in April in Washington, DC. A, it's a hotbed. B, the board decided that we would go to the end of June, the Thursday prior to DAR Continental Congress starting. That did not mean that we would not try to do something in April, but now with the hotbed, we won't even be doing that. So if it comes down and we want to do a Zoom in April, then I'm easy on doing that one. Any suggestions from anybody?
Probably very good
I
idea.
understand, because it's, I wonder if some of the other organizations by April will be meeting or not.
Well,
Well,
We'll go back to Zoom again.
I know there have been questions into the Heritage
Mhm.
Society by
Mhm.
some of the leaders of some of the groups have questioned the meetings in April. And certainly they're thinking about it and they're going to look at it and will make a decision in early March, at least, because it has to, the meetings begin at the end of March, like the 29th or 30th. So people that have made hotel and flight reservations, are going to need that time to make cancellations if the meetings don't happen. So they're going to make a decision in early March about whether or not to hold the meetings.
I had posted that we were not going to host in April. And I had 2 people personally contact me and say, don't do that. Please don't post that you're not going to. So I removed it.
Oh. Yeah. Well, may I just say something really quick
Yes,
about
Linda.
spreading the farmers thing? I forgot to mention that since I've worked with the farmerette information, I've
Yes.
offered to do that as a program for some of the different groups. And I've already been contacted by one group, the local garden society, which I have a friend that's in that group. And she wants me to come and speak to her group about the farmerettes.
That's wonderful. All that knowledge you have now on it. Great. Share it.
Yes.
Hey, Linda, could you do a Zoom program?
That's what I was just going to say. Linda, could you
Um,
do a Zoom for any of the other states?
I mean, if some other organization had Zoom, could you do the program for them?
Well, I have a Zoom account. I'd have to.
No, I
set it
mean,
up.
if I set up, if one of my organizations, for example, I'm just
Right.
an
Sure.
example. Of course, I
Okay.
have an account and I would set it up. And we wanted a program, could you do a program via Zoom?
Right, I'd have to get it set up in PowerPoint with the pictures and so forth, which I've done with some other things, because I've done several programs. I haven't done that with the farmerette information, but I certainly could, because I have pictures, all the little posters and
Yeah,
things. So,
Right.
Linda,
yeah,
Linda,
I could get it set up in a PowerPoint and probably do that.
Linda, if there are any states for farmers that want to do it, then just contact me and I will set it up in our account.
Mhm.
Because remember, our account holds up to 1,000 attendees.
Okay,
There might be a lot of people to talk to.
Yes. And if you need any help with the PowerPoint, like putting pictures and logos on something for you, I can send them to you. Just let me know if there's anything.
great, okay, thank you.
Linda, we might still contact the author of the book.
Oh, yes,
She has volunteered to do a Zoom for us.
yeah, right,
So perhaps we can look at
Mhm.
maybe February. I don't have anything on the books then,
right.
and I'll get a hold of her and see if she's available.
Yeah, I think that would be good, yeah.
Great. So if I set it up with her, then great, then I'll get you to pull in with you also. Good.
Okay.
This was really, we're almost at 30 minutes. I learned a lot during this.
Those things.
Go ahead, Nancy.
Thank you, everybody. It was fun. It was fun.
One thing that I still do in our state, and this will be my 10th issue since I became an ambassador, but we do a quarterly newsletter every quarter, and I'm just waiting to get this one to go out. It's almost ready, but it has a lot of stuff. Linda, I've got this thing about the farmerettes. Yes, I talked about canceling SOS because I'm telling my members, some of my members do not do Facebook, period. They don't do Facebook. One of our first farmer stories is Cleta Riggins. And so I want to play that one up. I have a picture of her certificate and it's going to be in the newsletter, and we congratulate Cleta on being, one of the first farmer stories. So I think it tells our members that we're doing stuff.
Right.
And so I think that's important. The other thing can I brag a little?
Absolutely.
You can
Only
brag.
because I'm waiting for an email. Last week I got an email from a reporter for the area, an ag news magazine that's part of the Shaw Media, who owns lots of newspapers in our area, in Illinois, that is. And he had read an article when I was appointed ambassador. That's been like 2.5 years ago. Well, he wanted to do another story, a question and answer. He thought it might help us and so forth. You think I'm going to turn him down? So he said he's going to send me written questions, and they'll come this week because his deadline's Saturday. So I'm going to have to get my act together.
Oh,
At first, I thought it was going to be over the phone, but then I realized that, so I'm thinking, what? I
Well,
think
that's
that's
President,
great
We'll
PR.
see what happens.
Go ahead, Betsy.
I just have a question for everyone since we're sharing ideas. Give me some ideas of programs to have on Zoom that you've had successfully. We're in a very urban, we're in Columbus, Ohio. So
I'll email you a lot of ours. I'll
yeah,
email you ours.
awesome. Thank you. We're looking for ideas to have programs on Zoom.
Good. Well, while we still have a few more minutes, I want to brag on those states that had scholarship applications coming in. So I'm bragging on Nancy,
Julie and Julie.
and Julie. How
Good,
many
Julie.
applications do we think might have come in from Illinois? Anybody?
From
Illinois.
where? From Illinois? Don't tell.
Any
I can,
ideas?
I can tell you a minimum, but I don't know if there were others. We know there were 9. We know there of at least 9.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
oh, wow.
So
Well,
let's,
And there were a bunch
Well,
on the list that don't have the colleges, so I don't know yet.
so
So
when you
go
Davina,
back, you'll count, won't you? Because we're
Yes.
curious. I gotta
Yes.
know that one.
okay, so Davina, you want to tell them how many total applications you read?
55.
Oh, my.
Oh,
56, you
Good.
said.
Oh,
good.
that's incredible.
Well, I
It
know
is.
I sent 12 Missouri schools, hoping that a Missouri person would, but I never did hear back from any of the professors or people that I sent it to. But I know in some of the scholarship Zoom things that we've had that they've said that usually you don't hear back, typical that you don't hear anything. So I don't know.
Amy?
Julie and I have a 2-pronged approach.
Yeah.
Because I emailed out to a bunch of professors from some of the universities, and she had a major contact with this person who was able to post it on a website, I guess. Isn't that how it worked, Julie? Of scholarships.
Mhm.
And so we felt we were hitting at multi-pronged in Illinois. We don't know who picked up what and Barry both. We don't really care. We're just so thrilled that Illinois
Absolutely.
finally did something.
Yes.
Amy,
Good.
Amy, you were,
I wondered if somebody would send me a sample letter of what to send to the professors.
You know,
It's on the website.
on the website, use the one that Chris made.
Okay,
It is the most, it works.
Under
Right.
ambassador, on the
It's the
ambassador
hook.
website.
It's the hook and it's the reel 'em in letter.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Good.
So,
And you fill in your blank for your whatever.
and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Davina, I know Nebraska had some. Congratulations.
I think they
them,
had to,
too.
I'm trying not to check the
That's okay.
states. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
it's
do
fine.
it with, to be,
As she said, she
partial.
wasn't
no.
reading. But
Were they
They-
good ones? Did they all read nicely, Davina?
Yes,
Were
they
you
did.
pleased with them? Do you
Most
think,
of them did.
do you think the quality of the application is going up?
Maybe.
You know, I mean, sometimes this develops and I just
Yes,
wonder.
it does. Develops. The first set we got, the first 20 something, were very disappointing. Could not have been any more disappointing. In my mind, we probably didn't even have one app, to give.
Mhm.
And this second set that we got, much better. And very good. So,
I mean, of this year, Davina?
Yes,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
It's good.
Well,
I only get to see a little bit of them, but one of them, Davina said, they don't believe in beef. They don't believe in cattle.
That's right.
For the
that wouldn't
environment.
go over very well in Nebraska.
Well, they were talking about,
Illinois either.
Or Texas or.
they were talking about too much methane or whatever it is
Oh,
beef produces to inhibit the oxygen. And they were going on and on and on, and they wanted the country to go meatless, et cetera. And of course, it's their opinion. They
We
have a
don't
right
have
to
any
their
corn
opinion,
farmers.
but it was very strange application for farmers.
yeah. Mhm.
Well, at least you all get the nitty gritty of what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You should hear Davina at 1 o'clock in the morning reading these applications and laughing.
Oh.
So, well, thank you so much, each of you. Deanne, it's always good to see you, and Linda, Betsy, Kathy, Amy, Julie, our sweet ones that we see and talk to every day, Nancy and Bev. But honestly, remember, we are just one telephone call away. Put us on speed dial, call us whenever. We love to hear from you. It's important, and we do like the personal one-on-one with.
And we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
We appreciate you so much, and we love each and every one of you dearly.
Yep.
So, yes,
Good
Linda.
seeing
Linda,
Do you have an idea when the cookbook is going to be finished and out, corrected, whatever?
if I'd say 2 weeks to 3.
Okay.
It was just a couple of glitches.
Well, you know, I paid for mine and I never got it downloaded somehow.
Well, that's fine. We'll download you. We'll just make certain that when the new one comes out, you tell me, and we will either download it to you or I will mail it to you at no charge. It's going to be
Great.
gorgeous.
It is.
This
It's-
new one is
It's
fantastic.
already baked one cake. It's the
Oh.
best cake. Oh,
Oh.
it is.
Have you made any blackbird pie?
No,
No.
tell me about that. Unbelievable. That sounded,
I'm gonna get the cake and let them see it.
Yeah, well,
Or
it- I have an old cookbook from, it's like about 1898. And it has a recipe for about every animal, bird you can think of. But the blackbird pie, if you know the nursery rhyme,
Or a 20.
pie
Yes.
really does take 24 blackbirds.
Oh,
fun. Oh, Davina brought
Whoa.
this cake. All right, you think you can get it over here?
I think so.
Oh, look at this. Hang on, let me turn it to it.
No, it's fine.
There
oh,
it
yes.
is.
Oh, that is
Apple cake.
delicious.
Oh,
Oh,
that
and
looks
it
yummy.
tastes so much better than it looks even.
Oh, it does. For an
And
apple
so
cake, it's really
easy.
nice.
So.
Mhm.
She's
Share some with us.
Yeah, send us a piece.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, left with it. So it's so easy. And in fact, I'll just send all of you the recipe. I've got it on my cell phone, so you can try it. It's 3 cups, just don't forget, 3 solid cups of chopped apples. And the rest is simple and easy. And it took us an hour and 5 minutes to bake. And this was, I know that this recipe came from a 1959
Cookbook.
yes, cookbook. I was going to tell you the name, but I know that's where it came from. So I can't wait for y'all to see all the great recipes. They are so, so good. And I can't wait to try the blueberries, because I have blueberries that we just picked up for 4 pints today.
Oh, sounds
4
good.
pints.
Oh.
So I'm sending, yes, Julie.
The pen, if you put in a cookbook recipe, was that the little chef hat?
Uh-huh.
Yes, yes,
I already
Yes.
have it then. Good.
perfect, perfect.
On there somewhere.
You know,
Good.
Julie, that's good. You reminded me that, because we should make a Canva and put that up to remind people, because we have
That's
a
right.
lot of recipes that we're sending.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Good
It's-
job.
It is.
It's gonna be in our newsletter again,
There
Julie.
it is. Oh, that's cute, Linda. It's 240 pages.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm gonna try and I'm gonna try and put some of them to a page to make it less, because when we bind this, it's quite big.
Mm.
We've already done 2 tests. Do you mind? I'll show you what it looks like, the test. We just did the test last night.
Well, thanks to all the people who worked on putting it all together. I'm sure that was a big job.
Yeah.
Yes, it has been.
Get it organized, and the pages and,
Yeah.
And each recipe counts. That's why they have to all be in there.
That's right. That's right.
Oh,
Oh, that looks
Okay.
nice.
lovely.
yeah.
Nice.
And this is the way it is.
Oh, that's
all
gonna be
alphabetical.
nice.
And I still have to go in the back and put the index in. So that will take a little more. But it, can you believe this? Listen, elephant stew from an old Grange recipe. Her first cake, somebody's first cake, Blackbird Pie.
Yeah,
420.
yeah,
But how about blackbirds on toast?
yeah, yeah.
Read the punch one, Jenna Sue, read the punch one from Kate. That's remarkable.
Oh my gosh, y'all, listen, if I made this for open house, y'all would be on your, cahooty.
Sherry,
Sleepover.
you will be putting
Here
us
we
up
go.
for the night. Huh?
Amazing.
Okay, here we go.
Amazing.
2 gallons of Catawba wine, 2 gallons of Santa Cruz rum, 1 gallon of Hennessy brandy, 1 gallon of dry gin, 1 gallon of rye whiskey, 2 gallons of green tea. Why'd they ruin it?
Yeah.
5 pounds of brown sugar,
Oh, my.
2 quarts of cherries, 2 quarts of pineapple chunks, 10 quarts of champagne, and 3 dozen lemons.
Good.
How many
grief.
people are they going to serve with this?
We called those hairy buffaloes in college, and that mixed them in a trash can.
I was gonna
a
say,
clean
what do you
trash
mix it
can.
in?
And now, of course, we didn't have the champagne, but we had the wine
Oh, I
and whatever
haven't.
booze
Okay.
they brought in the door.
Really?
The lemons and the oranges and the brown sugar just cut it all. But
Yeah.
This is from a
done that
recipe
several
notebook.
times.
So recipe notebook of Dr. Arthur Hill London Jr., grandfather of Catherine London Skirt. Kate.
Hmm.
And then I will give you one more recipe so that we will close this off easily. Where's my recipe, Davina?
Yes.
Dennis,
Hiding.
too, my grandmother left us an elephant stew recipe as well. And, you cut up the elephant and cook it. and so
Yes.
forth. And if you have company, you can always throw a hare into the pot.
Oh my gosh.
That's on her recipe.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
Heavenly Lord. I
Yeah.
am actually going to share this recipe with all of you because I wish I could have sent each one of you this. Davina and I started our Christmas gifts in April of 2021. So I'm just going to give you the lowdown. It's a German recipe. It is a layer of fruit, a layer of sugar, a layer of dark rum. Okay. And you keep doing this from Davina. It's on the cedar chest right next to you. There's one. And you keep doing this for 7 months. So it's fruit, sugar, rum, fruit, sugar, rum. And I have a rum toff pot from Germany. And this was my first husband's. I've had so many. This was my first husband's. That's what I make it in.
Oh,
My first husband's great grandmother's recipe.
wow.
So it's from the 1800s and you can do anything with it, anything. So I'll send that recipe to you because it's so good. Davina and I made 32 half gallons.
Wow.
Wow.
We set 32 half gallons in my townhouse on the kitchen counter. And we started with fruit the first month, April, then May. And I have never been so tired. I don't ever think I will make rum toff again in my life.
So I'm confused when you put the fruit in for the first layer, right, in month number 1, then do you cover it with liquor so it don't
No,
rot?
fruit, sugar,
Sugar.
rum.
And then do you have to
Cover
you
the
just put the
rum.
lid on or pressure cook it?
No pressure cook.
Nope.
It's in
It
the
just
basement.
ferments.
It ferments. I can't.
Yes, it ferments.
Oh,
In the basement,
okay.
you put it in a cool space in the basement or somewhere.
okay.
Fruit, sugar, rum. Fruit,
Okay.
sugar, rum. just nothing.
How
with
often do you feed it?
cherries. Monthly,
Okay.
Oh,
monthly.
wow.
Dana Sue, here's one very similar, but so easy.
Okay,
Every Christmas, my father bought a jar of cherries, the maraschino cherries,
okay,
dumped the liquid out of it,
okay.
and he poured in his Seagrams, put the lid back on it, put it back in the refrigerator until next Christmas.
Oh, I've got to do that. Listen to me now. Maraschino cherries.
With
And
Seagrams.
then you bring out the cherries and you have them Christmas and New Year's and you put a jar in for next year. So
Wow.
just keep it in the back of your refrigerator for a year. Those are
Okay,
kickers.
this is the one that
Okay.
Davina and I have been using.
I could do that.
Oh, nice.
I could too.
You see, you can't really,
Oh, look at that. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
or that's better. You really can't see it, but that's all that there. See
Oh,
all the fruit that it's gone
Yes.
bye-bye.
yeah.
That's
You used mixed fruit or fresh fruit or
fresh.
canned
I use
fruit?
fresh, dried, and some canned if you want. Jars of
Any
cherries.
fruit?
The only thing I did not use blackberries because of the seeds.
Seeds. Mhm.
Didn't use anything with seeds. Her recipe says nothing with seeds.
So what do you do with it? Eat it on ice cream? Do you drink it or what?
Oh, yes, all of the above. I prefer mine, Linda, in a brandy sniffer
Oh,
and drink and then eat. Davina likes hers on pound cake or over ice cream,
mm,
over crepes, pancakes, waffles, anywhere.
anything.
I was,
Champagne.
I'll real quick tell you because I know a lot of you want to leave, but I was at the doctor's office and I was giving them, oh, Julie, she lives on this stuff. Julie was saying her grandmother lived on it. I'll ask you in a second. So I'm at the doctor's office and I took them their little 3, pints. And there's a woman checking out and I'm standing here and she's just listening to me and I'm walking out the door and she said, could I buy some of that? And I said, it is not for sale. I said, do you even know what it is? She said, I've been listening to you. She said, fruit, sugar, rum. That's all I needed to know. Oh, whatever. So she second time, and I'm thinking, this woman's not letting up. Second time, she said, are you sure I can't buy one? I said, no, ma'am, can't, don't sell it. We're walking down the hall. She asked again. She asked again. She asked again. And we're at the elevator. She's starting to go to the steps. Smart woman. I'm staying up to take the elevator. The woman said, are you sure you won't sell me one? And I said, listen, see that white Lexus over there? I said, I'll just meet you there and I'll give you one. What do you think she did? She stepped up the steps and jumped in the elevator with me. I think the woman thought that I was going to leave. And all the way she said, I'm so happy you're going to give me one. I'm so happy. I'm going, oh, you're exhausting me, woman. And then she's so thankful. And, I gave her a pint. I will tell you, Davina will say this. Each jar we figured costs about $25 after it's all done.
Mm.
You start.
Yeah, fresh fruit is expensive and so is rum.
Yeah. And
So the other liquors.
yeah, we used 150 proof dark.
Oh,
Ooh.
So it's all 150.
It's worth it. It was fun. It was,
Yes.
it was a good
fun.
Christmas.
Absolutely.
And to see everybody, I would say 60% of ours was about 60%, don't you think, Davina? Was beautiful dark cherries.
mm,
Because we love
Mm.
cherries. I think you saw them in that.
mm.
And when you open it, it smells heavenly.
So you will have fun with the recipes in there.
Yeah,
Yes.
you all will.
Yes, we will.
Adapt it to yourself.
I
Adapt
think
it
we
to
should
your-
have a Zoom right after Rum Toff, don't you think?
Ah, yes, yes.
I think we all should need to make it. Well,
Funny.
I will tell you again, thank you so much for meeting. I think this will give us some ideas, don't you think, Nancy, to go forward?
I hope
What we're-
it gives you some enthusiasm, if nothing else.
What we have
Me
done.
Talking to everybody else gives you some ideas and say, well, I can do that. Now it's time I
Good.
did it again. I
That's
tried.
good.
And what we have done is we have divided the ambassadors into regions now.
Mhm.
So you're going to be one region. We're missing Sue Moritz. And I
Mhm.
don't know.
And
if you all-
Grace.
And Grace. I don't know if you all knew that Sue's husband, David, passed away.
Yes.
And we did honor him on our website and in our newest directory because he was an ambassador and he was a sweet, sweet man. So we've lost 3 of our dear, loving ambassadors or members. And that was Felicia,
Right.
and then David, and then Charlotte.
Charlotte. Mhm.
We just lost Charlotte. So heartbreaking. And those were the close ones. If you ever know of a member that we lose, please let us know because we need to acknowledge that in more ways than just a card. So Davina, last remarks.
Appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Look forward to the next time.
I'm sending love, love. Bye.
Good to see everybody.
Anybody questions?
Good night.
Bye.
Good
Bye.
night.
Good night.
Betsy,
Betsy.
what did you put with the cherries? What did?
Bourbon.
My father always drank Seagram 7. So
Got it.
he poured in Seagrams, whatever your alcohol choice is, I'm thinking.
High grade
Right.
bourbon.
And
Yeah, I
my,
did,
somebody
I
else-
put in, I have to tell you, when I did it, I put in Windsor. So, and they come out the same.
And what do you do with them?
Eat 'em.
Oh,
Eat them,
well,
drink them.
Just,
no,
just
we,
eat them?
again, you can put them on anything, but we just eat them.
Yes.
We have toothpicks in them and we put them out with the bourbon balls and the rum cakes and the
And
open
Good try it.
house. So
John Beard gave us his father's recipe, and it is it's cherries, dark cherries, and high grade bourbon put in it, and you wait 30 days, and it sounds like yours. And I tried that. Oh my heavens!
Strong.
Delish.
Oh, delicious.
You get to try it next week.
Just
Oh.
think what it would be like after a year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Better, better. You know,
those
you-
cherries are good with like little shortbread cookies, you know.
Oh,
yes, sure.
So
I think it'll make a Merry Christmas even merrier.
it does.
Yes,
You would really think that we all were heavy drinkers, and I bet that's not the truth with any of us.
not the truth.
No.
I'm a wine drinker, so for me to have, you know, rum or bourbon, I have it for guests, but that's just not my taste usually.
Davina,
And
did-
definitely not a beer. When I drink a beer, I get that bitter beer face.
Oh,
Davina found in the freezer, was it 2 nights ago,
Mhm.
a bottle of limoncello
Yeah.
that was about
Italy.
6 years old, 7 years old. Frozen. It wasn't
Really?
frozen, you know. It was delicious.
wow.
It's gone. There was, you know, there was only that much in it. It was
Uh-huh.
taking up too much room in
That's
the
it.
freezer. We had to get rid of that.
Yes, yes.
So that was
Well,
fun.
you're supposed to keep your vodka in the freezer.
I do.
really?
Really?
I absolutely positively do.
I didn't know that.
Absolutely.
Really?
Or absolute vodka is
Absolute-
in the
yes.
freezer. I caught that.
Mine is Domaine Charbet. That's one of
Oh,
my
okay.
favorites. And
Yeah,
then
you're supposed
Kettle
to keep it in
One,
the freezer.
on Kettle One. So,
That and Royal Crown. And I'm not sure why Royal Crown, but the
Really?
boys keep their Royal Crown in the freezer.
really, I'll have to try that next time we get a bottle.
Yeah, because it doesn't freeze. It's alcohol.
Sure.
It makes it cold to go down.
Really cold.
Really cool.
Does anybody have good coffee recipes? You know, with not
I
just,
I have a coffee cookbook
Oh,
because I drink a lot of, and I like flavored coffees and lattes and
oh, me
frozen
too.
coffees and so forth.
Wow.
So I found this really neat coffee cookbook that I play with.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
send me the name of it, please.
Okay. Yeah,
Don't
I'll take
drink
a picture of a couple pages.
Great, perfect. Well, we will do this again and we will call us the
Okay.
Coffee Clatch.
Okay,
Call us the
Okay.
cookbook group.
I don't drink coffee, so I have to bring some tea.
okay.
That's fine.
He's good.
That's fine. Seven
He
Up
is good.
Coke or anything is perfect.
Yes.
7 Up Coke or anything. Nancy, thank you so much for setting this up and for,
Sure. This is the Midwest region, in case you hadn't figured it out.
Yeah,
yep, so
Okay.
you're the Midwest. So if and when any of you want to do a Zoom again, we will. Otherwise, we'll do it every other day.
I would be game.
Oh, it was great to see everybody.
It's
fine.
good to
You
ever
too.
see everybody.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Good
Love,
night.
love.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 bye.